G'day YouTubers, I'm Dodger Mohr and welcome to my channel. Well viewers, it's been 3 weeks since we did our trip up through the Victoria New South Wales High Country. In this video I would like to share with you a review on how the trip went. But first let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for their support and comments. It was greatly appreciated. Thumbs up to all of you. Let's begin by talking about our intended route. Our original plan was to leave from the back of Warburton and then head towards Marysville, and then from Marysville we were going to head towards Locola, taking all the back roads, and then from Locola we were going to carry on through to Dargo, and then from Dargo we were going to go to Omeo. From Omeo take the Limestone Road over towards Barry Way, and then from Barry Way up to Jindabyne, do a loop track around Kosciuszko area, and then head towards Bateman's Bay, and then from Bateman's Bay, which is on the other side of this map, we were going to go to Jervis Bay, and then from Jervis Bay up to the Blue Mountains. Now the Blue Mountains got cancelled because of fires, so we ended up coming back down along the hinterland, following the coast all the way right down to Mallacoota, Lakes Entrance, and then from there basically shoot straight back home. So when it comes to planning the trip, we only basically planned 1 day at a time. We knew the destination where we wanted to head towards, and all we did was more or less try and find as many back roads as possible. Now planning this way sometimes can work in an advantage, sometimes it can be a disadvantage, like the situation in Locola, where Locola happened to have a petrol station but it was closed on the Tuesday and we happened to be there on the Tuesday. So that more or less stuffed up our plans, having to backtrack all the way down to Hayfield just to get fuel. But overall, the journey itself, we all enjoyed it. It was fantastic. The highlights were, I would say, South Road coming into Locola. That was pretty good. I enjoyed the road from Dargo to Omeo, which was Berrigan Road, and enjoyed the Limestone and Barry Way. It was absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend those rides. So as far as the route was concerned, we were all pretty satisfied and happy with the trip that we took. It was, yeah, really enjoyable. The dirt roads were fantastic. Most of them were all recently graded, so we were pretty lucky that way. The only thing was that it was a little bit on the dusty side. So as far as camping gear and equipment is concerned, yeah, I was pretty happy with what I took. I didn't overpack, nor did I underpack. There wasn't anything that I thought, oh geez, I wish I brought, and all the equipment that I did take I ended up using, so that was great. It worked out perfect. The Touratech bags, absolutely fantastic. They stayed in place for the whole trip, and we were on some pretty rough tracks as well. So as far as equipment and gear is concerned, no hiccups really, apart from the water bladder. So now let's talk about the SWM Superdual X and how it performed on this 11-day trip. Okay, let's talk about the positives on the bike. The bike, I loved it. It was great. It handled the roads well. The highways, it travelled at good highway speed. When it comes to dirt, it was handling the dirt great. and it felt quite nimble on some of the small tracks. disadvantages or problems that I had with this trip. First thing to go, well, the first thing was more or less my own fault. I ran out of fuel. That can happen to anybody. I mean, I blame Lucola for that because we were supposed to fill up there and they were closed on the day. So if you ever head towards Lucola and you there happen to need fuel and you're there on a Tuesday, you're not going to get any. Okay, the first issue that I really had with the bike was the fork seals. More or less coming into Bateman's Bay, noticed that one of the sides was leaking, and yeah, I've blown a fork seal. That could be just wear and tear on the bike, so yeah, it's just one of those things, I suppose. My mate's bike, he had the African Twin. By the time he got home to Donvale, same thing happened to his bike as well. The fork seal started leaking. Now the next issue was the last day of our travels, and yeah, we're on the highway. I was overtaking a truck and just lost all power, and pulled up onto the side of the road and noticed that we had a electrical issue with the bike. It ended up being the battery. The battery had swollen, and it was only chucking out 5 volts, so I couldn't kick the engine over. So we ended up having to get a new battery for it. I was a little bit pissed off considering the fact that when I got the bike they ended up having to replace the battery the first time. This is the second battery I've gone through, and I'm starting to question the fact of whether the regulator and stator are doing its job properly. Onto the subject of tyres. Yeah, the Anakee Wild Michelin front tyre, still got plenty of tread on it. Fantastic tyre, gripped really well. Yeah, here's the rear tyre. The rear tyre took a little bit of punishment, but as you can see, it's still pretty good. Still got some nice sharp edges there. Worn down a little bit, but I'm pretty happy. We've done 3,000 kilometres, so I think it did quite well, and that's included the luggage on top, which is probably around 10 to 15 kilos of luggage on the back as well. So yeah, I'm happy with this tyre. My mate Dino, he rode the KTM on the trip and he had the same tyre, but for some reason his tyre is actually worn a lot quicker and looked a lot worse for wear. So in conclusion, yeah, the trip went well. Dean and Paul, great buddies, great travelling partners. Thanks a lot. Camping equipment, nothing really much more to say about that. The bike's performance, yeah, it's sort of something that's playing on my mind, whether it's really a great bike. Handling wise, riding wise and everything like that, I love the bike, it's fantastic, but just these little minor issues that I had is starting to play on my mind. I'm hoping that that's all it is, just minor issues. I've yet to take the bike in to get the regulator and stator checked. I'll be doing that in the new year, and hopefully it was just a faulty battery that stuffed me up on the last day. Okay YouTubers, that's my shakedown of the trip. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see more of my journeys and videos. Until next time, see you later.